In this video, I'm going to replace the Martin Low package OpenCore installation with OpenCore Legacy Patcher. On the first computer that I switched over, the reason I did it was because I had a Kepler architecture NVIDIA card in it. And that was supported in macOS through Big Sur, but Monterey dropped support for that. So OpenCore Legacy Patcher does a root patch after installation, and it puts that driver back into macOS so you can use those Kepler cards with it. So I did that, to use that card and also just for the experience because I hadn't used Legacy Patcher, and I wanted to see how it was different, how it was the same, what drawbacks it might have. And to be honest, it was very easy installation. It was much easier than I expected it would be. And everything works as far as I know. I mean, I have hardware acceleration for the video editing. I have, OpenCore boot picker, all those things. So that worked really well. And so now I'm changing my second computer to be OpenCore Legacy Patcher based. And I went ahead and recorded the process so you can see what it's like. So if you're a person that has Martin Low's OpenCore and you're thinking maybe you want to go to Ventura, which Martin's doesn't support, or you want to run some hardware that needs some patching or something like that, this would be how you would update that. And it's really a pretty easy process. Let's go. Okay, first to show you that I have Martin Low's package, I'm going to go to System Report under About This Mac, and you see the system firmware version is 9144.0.9.2.0. That tells you that it's Martin's. He puts the 9 in front of the 144 for firmware spoofing. And then the version of OpenCore is also in that number. So I'm going to go to OpenCore Legacy Patcher's website, and this tells you a little bit about it, and punch the Getting Started button. I'm going to skip the first two steps. I know that I'm a supported model, and I already have macOS installed, so I'm not going to build a macOS installer. The first time I did, and I didn't end up using it. So I'm going to go straight to the OpenCore Legacy Patcher release. As of recording, 0.6.7 is the current package. Right-click on this and download linked file as, just so I can put it on the desktop and you can see everything that's going on. So I'll put it on the desktop here and save. And it takes a little while to load. This is about the longest part of the process, waiting for the OpenCore app to load. So this is an app that's going to look at my system, see what's on it, and actually build an OpenCore configuration exactly for my system. And so now it's finishing up. I'll double click on the zip file and it's expanding it. And for some reason it puts the expanded app right beneath the zip file, so I'll just take that and go ahead and move the zip file into the trash. I don't need it anymore. And then double click the OpenCore Legacy Patcher app. When it verifies it, it says, hey, this is downloaded from the internet. Are you sure that you want to open it? I guess I do. Otherwise, we won't be able to do this, will we? And then this is the user interface. If I needed to create a Mac OS installer, I would do that first. But since I already have a Mac installation, I'm just going to go straight to build and install OpenCore. And at this point, for those of you that are familiar with OpenCore or some of the patches and things that we've been through the last few years, we'll just quickly look through the build log here. You see here it's using 0.9.2 version of OpenCore, creates a config plist. It does all of the EFI mounting and unmounting and things like that within the app. Here it finds my GPU architecture. This is a Polaris. I have an RX 580 in here, so it would add in whatever kexts or whatever were needed for the specific hardware that I have here. And I'll just scroll through that in case anybody's interested in what all it added to my system. OpenCanopy is the boot picker, so I don't need a Mac flashed card to see a boot screen or a boot picker. And I'll go ahead and then punch the Install OpenCore button. Now I happen to know that my 480 gigabyte Kingston drive is the one that I have my Martin Low OpenCore installation on, so I'll pick that. There's only one EFI volume on there, so I'll pick that. Put my password in. And then it mounts the partition. It removes the pre-existing EFI OpenCore folder, so the Martin Low package is removed automatically by this app. Removes the pre-existing system folder, and then unmounts everything when it's done. So then I'll go ahead and reboot the system. And here's what it comes up like when it reboots into the boot picker. So I'll pick the Monterey selection there. And for those of you maybe not familiar with OpenCore, the boot screen that you're seeing right now is not the original Apple boot screen. I have a PC graphics card in here that is not flashed for Mac. So this is actually OpenCore creates this boot screen. And so having a flashed for Mac GPU is really of no value anymore because we have this substitute. Now it's loaded the drivers in, it's changed to the RX 580 and the drivers within Mac OS. So I'm going to look at about this Mac again. And now the the system firmware version is all 9s, and that is OpenCore Legacy Patcher doing that. I guess we knew that it was OpenCore Legacy Patcher when it booted and we saw the Windows thing. And that's it. Job's done. All of my existing macOS and Windows installations are as they were before. Programs, files, everything's exactly the same. All of the changes are made during the booting process. So I didn't have to reinstall macOS, didn't have to reinstall Windows. Really easy process. Hope you enjoyed the video.